Hoopers, Abby here from Hoola Monsters and Hoola Fit, just coming through today with a little hoopspiration. So I wanted to chat with you briefly about some of the things I wish I knew before I started my hoop dance journey, because hopefully it'll help to set you up for success and take away any nervous jitters or insecurities or even fears that you have about branching into this beautiful art form. First and foremost, size matters so much when it comes to hula hoops. And there's been a lot of evolution in our community over the years too, where there seems to be a trend in people going really small and light, and that's best for off-body hooping and optical illusion technique. It's a really beautiful style of hooping. But my suggestion, if you're just starting off, is to actually start with a larger, slow-moving hoop. And if you haven't had a chance to check out my How to Determine Your Hoop Size video, I'll include that in the description below, and you can check that out. It's just a short little 3-minute video that explains the difference in hoop tubing and sizes and why certain hoops work best for certain people and styles. But the long and short of it is, the bigger the hoop, the slower it spins, which makes it easier to use for on-body hooping. Small light hoops are really great for that off-body technique, optical illusions, hand spins, body rolls, that kind of stuff. And typically what happens is we'll start off with a larger hoop, get the foundations down, learning how to spin on our bodies, dance with the hoop, and then over time we'll size down. So don't be in a rush to jump into a really tiny hoop right away. Start with the basics, learn how to comfortably hula hoop on your body in both directions, learn things like shoulder hooping and leg hooping and how to dance and move with your hoop freely, and then start to size down over time. Number 2, don't compare yourself to others. The truth is, people learn at different rates, and something that could be really easy for you could be really challenging for somebody else, and vice versa. So your journey is unique and it's your own. The thing is to focus on the things that bring you joy and happiness, and that's how you're gonna help to develop your own style and flow. So don't think you need to watch a hoop dancer who's been at it for 15 years and think that you're gonna be there in only a couple days of practice. Being a beginner is actually a really beautiful thing, and part of the joy of hoop dance is learning. It's the journey itself. And so enjoy the process, because I have to say, some of my best hooping moments were when I had worked for months on a certain skill or trick, and that day that it finally clicks, it feels like you've won the lottery. It just feels so great, and it's so fun and exciting. So don't rush that process. Enjoy where you're at. And if you can even get a few minutes of practice in each day, that's a great place to be. Number 3, practice both directions. I cannot stress this enough. You want to hoop in both directions because that's what helps us become balanced. We prevent injuries, we work muscles on both sides of our body, and ultimately it's going to make you a more well-rounded hoop dancer. When you see all of those ninja style breaks and reverses, that comes from bi-directional hooping. And I'll tell you from my own personal experience, after 14 years of hoop dancing, the first 6 months I only hooped in one direction, because the reality is one side is going to be easier for you than the other side. It's the same idea of being a righty or a lefty. You're going to have that side that just comes more naturally, but force yourself to practice the other direction too, because for me, I was starting to experience some lower back pain and I didn't know why. I went to see a chiropractor and I was told that I definitely should be hula hooping in both directions. I was only spinning on one side, so I learned, about 10 or 15 tricks that I needed to now transfer into my non-dominant side. It took me a really long time, whereas if I had started from the beginning working those both directions, I would have set myself up for success a lot faster. So my suggestion to you is practice a skill on your dominant side, and once it becomes really comfortable, then switch it up and practice that non-dominant side too. Number 4, hoop with other people. It's a really great idea to get together with friends, maybe even it's just a couple close family members, and spend some time doing some trick shares and being with one another and having fun and playing together, because ultimately hoop dance is all about play and creative exploration. So it's fun when we can be with other people, because I think that really helps to accelerate the learning process. Somebody might be able to look at you and say, hey, you know what, I do that a little bit differently. Try it my way and see if that helps. And I've got to say, in my own journey, in my own community, that's what really helped us out a lot, was practicing together and learning from one another. So try that out, see what you think, and see if it helps. And finally, I would say try to practice consistently. That's my last tip, is to find time that you can carve out for yourself. If not every day, every other day, but try and get at least 15 minutes in on a daily basis if you can, because you're gonna notice that your progression is going to excel so fast if you devote that time for yourself to practice and just be patient with the process. So, enjoy the journey, have fun with it, and know at the end of the day, this is all about play and creative movement. And so if you're smiling, you're doing it right. That's been my motto for a really long time in the hoop dance classes that I teach. I think as adults, we so often get caught up in the daily grind, we get really busy, we get stressed, and we forget to take that time out for ourselves. So take the time to play, take the time to enjoy the process, smile and have fun, because ultimately that's what's gonna make you a better hooper, is the enjoyment of the activity in general. It's not about how good you could be, it's about how good you could feel. So I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, go back and watch that hoop sizing video if you haven't checked it out already. And happy hooping, you guys. I'll see you in the next video.